Dobro Jutro, Divine Pisces, 222. It is Tuesday, November 19th, 2019. I'm going to do an energy check-in for the Twin Flames today. I wasn't going to do a collective because, to be quite honest, there's some pretty heavy energies around me right now. Mostly to do with my karmic situation. Let's just say progress is being made, but it's a challenge. Alright, so, also, I want to thank, I believe it was Rihanna sent me these. I got these yesterday. These are gorgeous. Thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. I can't wait to bless them and use them. So thank you so much, Rihanna. And to all of my subscribers, you guys are amazing. I really appreciate the support. I'm also going to let you guys know, I think eventually I am going to phase out the PDF version of my readings and focus on video readings only. And I think I'll probably stop taking orders for PDFs probably by the end of the month. So if you want a PDF reading, you know, go ahead and book it now, or at least before the end of the month, because once the end of the month hits, I'm not going to do PDF readings anymore. I'm going to focus only on video readings, okay? So, alright, so first card out, we've got Taurus. So I do feel that a lot of twins are back in this stuck energy. It's almost like a fear to move at this point. It's like the universe is urging movement, but the twins are fearing the change and fearing moving forward. Actually, that's really, really interesting that just came through. That's really interesting. So yeah, so fearing change, fearing the ending of the cycles, which I've said for a while. You know, a lot of twins are trying to control the ending of cycles to fit their, basically to suit their ego, right? So it's like almost we're an ego about the ending of cycles, okay? So we need to get out of that energy, guys. Need to just go with the flow, let the things happen that need to happen in order to move the journey forward. You can't make an omelet without breaking eggs. You're just going to have to break eggs. And, you know, nobody wants to hurt anybody, but you know what? In the end, you can't hurt yourself, right? So Leo coming in today again. So yeah, you know, a lot of ego still happening with these connections. A lot of ego still happening in the karmic situations. I do feel some towers coming if they haven't hit yet. Remember to release expectations. You know, a lot of times the towers will come in and show you expectations that you didn't even know you had. Right? It's like it shows a hidden agenda that you had completely buried down in there. You had no idea you had, and you're like, oh my god. You know? Been acting out of ego this entire time, didn't even realize it, right? So I know I've said this before, where sometimes Divine Feminine likes to deceive herself that she's not in ego, when in reality she is. So, need to really check that ego, guys. So, despite that, though, I do feel a return to loyalty to the journey itself. So Divine Feminine definitely returning to the journey. I do feel a lot of Divine Feminines had kind of stepped back, away from the connections, trying to go with the flow and that sort of thing. But remember to keep that ego in check even when you are setting your boundaries and pulling back from connection, any connection, really, whether that's a karmic situation or your twin flame, okay? A lot of Divine Masculines definitely still in darkness here. A lot of confusion coming through. A lot of triggers happening right now. Really up in their heads about things, about the connection, about the karmic situation, and the way that they tie together. A lot of them still going through awakenings at this time. Kind of back and forth in denial and acceptance, okay? Which is, again, ego-driven. A lot of it is ego-driven, okay? So keep that in mind. So the Tower's coming to break that down. Right, so a lot of you may be feeling anxiety today, probably feeling it from your Divine Masculine, but you could be feeling it from yourself too, okay? So keep that in mind. If you're getting feelings out of nowhere, you know, evaluate them and, you know, try to figure out if they're yours or not. You know, because again, there's a lot of mirroring going on. So if you're anxious about something, your divine masculine is probably anxious about something, right? I do feel a lot of 5D communication, a lot of dreams. A lot of dreams, guys. A lot of dreams. A lot of downloads, a lot of information coming through, specifically about past lives, messages from source, you know, that sort of thing. Definitely coming through. Okay, and yeah, there's a lot of illusions still in some of these connections, you know. Um, the twins not fully in their own, not fully in their truth still. Not just to each other, but to those around them. Okay, keep that in mind. Um, I had to, yeah, I basically had to break out of that. I was in that for a while. I mean, I'd spoken, you know, mostly the truth in my karmic situation, and I'm not gonna lie. Last night, I had a heart to heart again with my karmic partner. So, you know, just a lot of things coming to light in these connections, a lot of things coming to light in the karmic situations. You know, a lot of darkness coming up, a lot of inner child issues, absolutely. Not just with the twins, but, you know, with the karmic partners. And keep in mind, you know, I talked about the karmic partners, you know, keep in mind, you know, the twins also can play as or act as karmic partners for other souls who are on the journey too. Okay, so be careful with your judgment of the karmic partners, okay? Because they all have a part to play. We all have a part to play in these journeys, okay? All right, let's take a look at Divine Masculine, see what's going on. I don't know why my nose itches all the time when I'm trying to do a reading, but it's really annoying. Ah. Okay, yeah, okay. So Divine Masculine and a lot of... Divine Truth. Divine Masculine and anxiety right now. So yeah, if you're feeling that anxiety, you're feeling, you know, the trigger. This is the trigger chakra, right? Divine Masculine is very triggered right now. So Divine Masculine in anxiety, in fear, in worry, in doubt. Again, you know, okay, there it goes again. Oh my God. Ugh. Divine Truth, I guess. I am not sure. But yeah, so feeling like no matter what he does, he's going to hurt somebody, right? And so he sits there and ends up hurting himself because of this. And he's trying to balance it out. He's trying to balance it out. But he feels very, very anxious about it. He's not really quite sure which way to move here. And I know I mentioned yesterday, you know, a lot of them are kind of back in hermit mode, trying to figure stuff out. You know, there's probably going to be some, you know, some silence. If you have received communication, expect the hot and cold nonsense. You know, it just happens. That's the way it goes. So keep that in mind. All right, still a lot of purging that needs to happen for Divine Masculine. A lot of them are up in their heads about their emotions right now. They really don't know how to process them at all. They don't deal with emotions well. Like I've said before, you know, what they do is they suppress and repress, and then they explode when they can't release it because, you know, it has nowhere else to go. And so it just comes out, and usually it manifests as lashing out, frustration, sexual frustration, and sometimes it's just, you know, they just completely detach. It's like they get in their heads and they just don't react to anything. And trust me, people around them notice. So yeah, I mean, a lot of them are in this energy where they just don't want to juggle anymore. If there's a third party situation, they don't want to deal with it anymore. They don't want to juggle. They don't want to feel like they're being pulled between two worlds at this point because that's the way they feel right now and they don't like it. So again, they may be pulling back. They may be trying to re-strategize some things. Okay, so keep that in mind. But yeah, they know a decision needs to be made. They're just like at this this crossroads, and they really, at this point, they're not really quite sure which way to go here, and they do feel very torn, guys. There's a serious inner conflict going on with Divine Masculine right now about the ending of these cycles, and the cycles are ending. They are coming to an end, okay? And again, they're trying to fight the ending of the cycles. They're trying to control the ending of the cycle. And this a lot of this does have to do with ego, right? They don't want to seem like the bad guy. They don't want to hurt anybody. You know, same with Divine Feminine. Feminine, it's mirrored, guys. It's mirrored, okay? They don't want to be the bad guy. They don't want to have to end the cycles, you know, because they really don't want to hurt anybody, believe it or not. All right. But yeah, there's a decision that needs to be made, and they know that it needs to be made, and the divine is going to come in and help them do this. Okay, again, by way of tower, probably towers, triggers. The triggers are happening right now, but the triggers will lead to a tower eventually. These cycles will end. The universe will come in and end this cycle for you if you cannot end it yourself, and it's going to be much, much harder for you when the universe does that. I know from experience, okay? So try to have patience with Divine Masculine, okay? A lot of sexual energy absolutely coming in today, okay? Again, you know, the moon, there we go. We got the moon again. So yeah, a lot of them are still in deception. They're not in their full truth. They're putting on a mask, so to speak. They're trying to hide the fact that towers are coming for them. They know the towers are there. They're dealing with the towers, but at the same time, they're putting on this happy face. Nope, I'm fine. Everything's fine. All is fine. When in reality, you know, it's not the case. So a lot of things definitely being suppressed right now. A lot of truths being withheld. And, you know, it just is what it is. So, you know, Divine Feminine, again, just try to be patient, okay? And in your own situation, you know, release control of your karmic cycle. This will help your Divine Masculine release control of his. Okay, because these cycles are coming to an end. Now, a lot of them are codependent cycles. Some of them are financial. Some of them are family related. Some of them are job related. You know, it just depends on the situation. Third party is not always a person. Okay? Sometimes it's an addiction. All right. So let's take a look at Divine Feminine. Let's see where she's at today. Look at that. Three of Swords. Heartbreak, right? So, same energy, really. If you think about it. Regret, guilt, fear, doubt, heartbreak, heartache, that sort of thing. Okay? So, Divine Feminine, need to take a look at yourself and see why you're feeling this way. I know it's difficult when you're in a karmic situation, especially one that you've invested a long time in. It almost seems like it's a waste of time, right? But it's really not, because you learned a lesson, right? You learned something, and you're still learning something, okay? And it's skipping again. Ooh. Right at 1616. That's really weird. Anyway, so yeah, a lot of Divine Feminine's in this energy right now. So need to take into account why you're feeling that way. Take responsibility for yourself here, because yeah, there's been a very, very uneven exchange for a very long time with Divine Feminine. Not just outwardly, not just externally with situations, but within herself. You know, I do feel that a lot of Divine Feminines have not been fair to themselves about certain things, about situations. Divine Feminines tend to beat themselves up a lot, let's be honest, okay? It kind of goes with the whole empath thing, because you take on energies that aren't yours, right? And so sometimes it gets confusing and you're not really quite sure what you're reacting to. Right, so sometimes you give credence to something that you shouldn't give credence to. All right, so that can be an uneven exchange, okay? Especially in karmic situations, if you're in a karmic situation where you're with somebody who, you know, is take, and you were give, and it was never ever good enough. And now that you're not giving anymore, what happens? Guilt. Guilt. Right? So this can also be, though, you know, some of you are actually dealing with this with your Divine Masculine right now. Okay, not a karmic partner. It could be both. It could be both. or a karmic situation, whatever. But a lot of you are dealing with this with your divine masculine. Your divine masculine has triggered you. Now, again, triggers always go back and forth with these connections, guys. They always go back and forth. Okay, so if your divine masculine is triggered, you're going to be triggered. It's just the way it works. Okay, you're there to trigger each other. You're there to teach each other. You are each other's greatest teacher. Okay, your twin is going to teach you more about yourself than you ever thought possible. Right? And it's going to teach you how to end cycles. So see, mirroring here. Look at all this mirroring, guys. Okay? So some of you, yes, you have been trying to control the ending of cycles, and you cannot do that. You can't keep it closed up. You can't keep it closed up. You need to release it. You need to release expectation. You need to release the situation. You need to give it up to the universe, because you cannot control it. You cannot control the end, and you cannot control what your karmic partner or your karmic situation, how it happens, how it ends, what happens within it. The only thing you can control is yourself. So you need to focus on yourself, okay? I do feel, again, a lot of sexual energy, but also a lot of triggers. Definitely a lot of triggers happening with Divine Feminine right now. But, no trigger is a bad trigger, honestly. But again, I do feel this is a good trigger. This is a trigger that is going to light a fire up under Divine Feminine's butt and get her moving, because Divine Feminine has been sitting stagnant for a hot minute. Okay, and that could be in mission, that could be in your karmic situation, whatever. A lot of Divine Feminines have just been kind of sitting there and in this energy of waiting for things to happen. And yes, you want to go with the flow, you want to give it up to the universe, but you also want to take action. So when the universe shows you something, shows you a path, shows you a decision that needs to be made, it's up to you to make that action. Okay, now the universe eventually will step in and try to force that by way of tower and whatnot, but you still have to move. You still have to deal with that tower. Okay, so you can't just sit there and wait for things to happen. Okay, you need to take up your mission. You need to move forward in truth. You need to stand in your feminine energy. Okay, a lot of Divine Feminines have a hard time with this. A lot of Divine Feminines are in their masculine energy, or they were for a very long time. That's the point. There's a role reversal happening here. Divine Feminine constantly in a masculine energy. Divine Masculine in a feminine energy. What happens when you trigger each other? You awaken each other, and you start moving back into the original energy that you're supposed to embody. You have both, and you balance out both. You decide when you need to use your masculine energy, when you need to use your feminine energy, so the balance is there. But the whole point is to trigger a role reversal. Okay? Is to trigger a role reversal. Alright? So keep that in mind. So Divine Feminine, stop feeling anxious, stop feeling stuck. You're not stuck. Stop feeling impatient with yourself. Stop beating yourself up, okay? Because Divine Feminine has been doing that for a very, very long time. Alright, let's get some messages from the counterparts, and I'm sorry for the longish video today. Somebody told me I need to slow down, but I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be like a smartass, but you can pause the video. Have you been silent too, out of ego? Mm-hmm. Yeah, dreams, big time, guys. This pisses them off. Alright, let's get some messages and advice from Source. Alright. Yes. Alright, we got Pisces. First time we've seen Pisces in a hot minute. All right, so yeah, need inner balance, guys. I just was talking about that, the balance of your feminine and masculine energy, but you also need to balance your spirituality out. Some of you may have been a little too much in your head lately, and that's, you want to focus on the spiritual, absolutely, absolutely, but you still need to take action, as I was just saying, okay? If you've been shown the way, you need to go. You need to move, all right? So don't sit there and wait for things to happen to you, because that's not how it works, okay? Manifestation and then action. So yeah, emotions are running high, guys. Divine Masculine very much in their heads right now. Divine Feminine maybe, but I don't feel this way right now. I would say this is mostly Divine Masculine right now, and they don't know how to deal with it, okay? So yeah, some adjustments are required, and they're understanding that too. They need to figure some stuff out. They need to shuffle things around and move forward, but so does Divine Feminine. You need to really reevaluate what's going on with you right now. And what did I say? What did I just say? Surrender. Surrender. Stop trying to control the ending of cycles. Stop trying to control the connection. You cannot control the connection. The only thing you can control is you. Release the rest. Okay? And yes, a lot of you are very, very close to achieving a goal. Whether that's reunion, whether that's, ending of a karmic cycle, something to do with your mission, your hard work is paying off, and you will see rewards. And a lot of you have been seeing success. Okay? Just don't let it go to your head. All right? All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for joining me. If this has resonated, please like, share, subscribe, and I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.